We're in Cologne, Germany at the TND PowerTech exhibition and conference. APC Media has conducted several interviews and discussions with exhibitors and participants. We trust that you will enjoy the video clips and look forward to meeting you at the next event. We are in Cologne, Germany at the TND Power exhibition. With me, I have Ruth Ramayla of JST Power. She's responsible for power equipment. Ruth, welcome.
Thank you.
Glad to have you. Please share with us your role and responsibility within JST, and also very importantly, share with us some information on JST.
Sure. I'd be happy to. Thank you. So I currently sit as the head of sales and engineering for Europe. Back then, or at least a few months back, I was serving a role that was different. I used to be the global product line manager for power transformers for JST Power Equipment. And JST Power Equipment is an American company that is based off Orlando. That's where the headquarters sits. We have manufacturing facilities all over the world, in the U.S., in Mexico, China, a lot of it, Indonesia, Malaysia, and currently developing something around Europe as well. So we're pretty much global reach. We are very much into transformers, and then we also do switch gears, battery energy storage, unit substations. That's pretty much what we do. But it is an American company with a lot of assets in China. Let's put it that way.
Right.
And yeah, my responsibility is currently in Europe is just to manage the engineering, the sales, and what we do inside, and engage with how we grow around the world as well, geographically, and expand our business.
Right. In terms of industry growth,
Yeah.
there is a substantial growth within the American market, driven by artificial intelligence and the data centers. Tell us a little bit more about the American market
Okay.
and
So
the way you see it.
The way I see it, yes. American market is very strong right now in two areas. One is the data centers. The other one is one that has always been traditionally strong, which is the utility, or I'd say transmission and distribution, because obviously whenever there's an energy growth in any particular sector, you need a lot more substations, you need more lines. Therefore, the utilities need to grow. And the power generation as well needs to grow. So that's always been pretty much their stronger asset. And then now, with everything going IoT, Industry 4.0, AI, data centers is the biggest push. You got a lot of these companies like Google, Amazon, SpaceX, and everything else investing on building data centers. And therefore, you end up having a massive hyperscale growth on every single part of the country. And therefore, that's the driver right now. Data center, there's a huge push. And I'm not going to say it's just going to be in Americas. It also has a lot of trickle effects all over the world, because while America has the area for it and has the capital and has the money to build that, they also need to distribute that across, because obviously it also matters that you have assets in Europe, you have assets in Asia, you have assets that are in the UK, which is part of Europe. And everywhere pretty much distributed, so your servers will be located everywhere else. And so that also drives not only growth on the American markets, but also pushes a lot more. Even if they are American markets, they will invest in other countries like Europe, or not countries, but continents. And everywhere in Europe, they're going to be also having trickle effects to grow as well and push that growth out of Americas and put in.
JST also has their sites on Europe. You have a representative office in Europe.
We do.
Could you please share with us some focus ideas and some insight on your office here, the responsibilities? How important is the European market, and how do you focus on the European market, and what do you do?
So the Frankfurt office, which is our headquarters, is our European headquarters. What we do is mainly the sales aspect, the services aspect, and the project management and engineering as well. So what we do is that we support anything that is a European European-based opportunities, the growth, let's say, some growth in France, utilities in the Nordics, even in Iberia and everywhere else. Especially right now, we're very much more stronger in the DACH, obviously, because we are based in Germany, but we're looking to expand. So our responsibility is not only in Europe, but also EMEA. We're covering some of the projects as well that are in the Middle East. We are covering opportunities that are somewhere in India or maybe sometimes Africa, the UK as well. There's a lot of interest. And how we serve that and how we differentiate, let's put it this way, because obviously Europe has its particulars versus America. As we operate as IEC, our standards are relatively different, and so are some of the electrical aspects of things versus how Americans operate. They have ANSI, IEEE. That's the standards they follow, and that's relatively different. So there are certain manufacturing or standards that we follow that are different from there. So when it comes to manufacturing line, we know we should understand the market a lot better and provide that insight into our factories in order to make sure that we're taking the certifications, we're following the standards here. What are the intricate things in every single country? Sometimes there are particulars, Germany doesn't necessarily operate the same way as some of Eastern European countries, for example, or they can be a lot more particular. And there are certain countries that will have their own specific niche and specific needs for certain standards and approvals and certifications. So we need to be able to take that information, bring it to the factories, make sure that we're meeting those standards as well as those certifications so that we can actually grow as well across different countries. Now, because after the Americas, when it comes to data centers, there's also a bigger push. If you look at the rankings of countries after Americas, the biggest data center developers would be around the UK and Germany. So we are really much in a very strategic place to actually manage that growth. And you have mobility here, which does not exist, for example, in the Americas. That's also one of the difference. You have a lot more train lines. We're expanding to connect all of continental Europe with the train lines. That's a lot more active here. That's also something that we can actively participate more in versus the Americas. And then there's also growth in the green aspect of things, sustainability, so basically renewables. While I'm not saying U.S. also has obviously growth in renewables, but I think Europe takes that to a whole different set where they're like, we want to go green, we want to go completely carbon free. Well, if that's even possible, but and therefore there's a lot of push even on a government level to make sure that we're meeting those. And that's also one of these things where we want to make sure as a company we're contributing to that carbon neutrality and even going beyond that and actually pushing a lot more green technologies. And with that said, there's growth in the renewables that we can participate in and contribute it.
Ruth, how would you best define the unique selling proposition of JST Power?
So JST is one of the things that I like about the company is it's very adaptable. One particular thing, for example, that the people do not know is since 1993, we are the biggest probably of cast resin manufacturer in terms of transformers in the world. And almost every single one of 3 wind turbines you'll find in Europe all has our products, but we're invisible, nobody really knows the company as much as they know other companies. So one of the things that we're good at is being flexible and adaptable to what is the world's needs. And if we see an opportunity, we take that opportunity and make something that will address a need or a demand that's currently there. The agility is one of those things. The second part is the ability to customize whatever sort of people need or what the market needs. And I'd say on a third level, and probably sometimes is the first, is our speed to market or speed to deliver. We do have, and this is something we're proud of, the fastest lead time in the industry when it comes to manufacturing certain things. A lot of times we manufacture things half of the time. Big, let's say, transformer manufacturer would manufacture a substation power transformer, for example.
Right. In conclusion,
yeah,
What are your thoughts of the exhibition here in Cologne? Please share it with us.
I think that it is a good place to actually have a captured market. It's young. Obviously, it's the first time that they've ever done it, so there are a lot of rooms for improvement. But having said that, so far, the people that have gone into our booth, for example, have very specific needs. They come from the transmission and the distribution, or very much in the energy sector. So it's very focused. They have a requirement. They have questions that are very much particular to our product and everything else. So when it comes to quality, and it's a lot more quality. The quantity might not be as large as you would in far bigger exhibitions. However, I think that with having said that, if the quality is a lot deeper, then therefore, if this moves forward to becoming much better and they learn from this first event, it has the potential to become a lot better, both in quantity and quality. Let's put it that way.
Finally, what would you like to say to your potential customers?
What would I like to say? I would like to say that you can come and explore doing business with us. I hope you would at least give us the trust to buy from us. And if you're in doubt, you can come visit us and we'll have a discussion and we'll see how we can help you grow your business. And I hope that we're able to do that and support you in whatever you need.
On behalf of the APC Media platform, Ruth, thank you very much.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.